Okay, there we go. And we are officially going live. So let us know, you guys. I'm going to check on our end. Okay, there we go. Yep. So we are up and live. Everything looks copacetic from our end. Let us know in the live chat if you guys can see and hear us okay, that everything's coming through, looking good. All right, Scott Bogut says good audio and video. Henry Happ, looking good. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So with that said, we're just going to dive right into it here. Hey, bikeaholics, you want to ride longer? Are you tired of a sore and achy ass? Lurch is. He's got to fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. You got to pick up Lurch within the first 2 seconds of any podcast. It's almost company policy that I got to rip into Lurch. So I'm not. I
don't even know why I come here anymore. To be honest with you,
that's all I had. All right, very important information. All right, bikeaholics. Here we go. I do just want to quickly tell you about some of the changes for our current and future patron members of Law Abiding Biker Media. All right, listen up here. We wanted to let you know about a change we are making that will help us deliver a better membership experience going forward. We are switching from a per piece of content to a monthly subscription billing on Patreon effective October 2024. This means that every month you will have a consistent price for all the benefits that we provide, and it won't fluctuate based on the number of content pieces per month that we release. We've been doing it that way for a lot of years. However, we decided to make this change both for the consistency it provides to our members and us, and the flexibility to consider other benefits we can provide that aren't tied to the number of paid posts we make. Your membership will be converted from a per creation amount to an easier monthly subscription amount that we're kind of all used to. Here are the changes to membership fees. Are we missing some stuff here?
No.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's not open. Understand.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
These weren't open. Okay. I missed this too. Don't get stressed out, guys. There really isn't anything you need to do as a current member, but we wanted to keep you informed and, of course, always transparent here at Law Abiding Biker Media. So with that said, understand we've never raised fees in over 10 years for our patron members. During this transition, we are slightly raising membership fees for the first time for all new memberships. So as going forward, as operation costs, of course, they've increased over time for us, guys, and it has been 10 years. So here's the changes to membership fees. Not shocking. Base tier is going from $1 to $5 per month. If you're mid-tier level, from $12 to $15 per month, and top tier is going from $20 to $25 per month. Again, one fee, one payment each month. And we always, over the years, put out way more content that we charge for. That's just kind of something that we've wanted to do, always go above and beyond. So that's going to continue, obviously, the amount of content that we put out that we don't even charge for. So there you go. Understand that if you choose to sign up exclusively within the iOS app on your iPhone, you will pay additional fees directly to Apple for using their sign-up services and signing up within their ecosystem. Now, even if you have an iPhone, you can still choose, again, this is for all new members that are going to sign up, you can still choose to sign up outside of the Apple iOS ecosystem using the Patreon website directly to sign up, and then you simply use the Patreon app, like always on your iPhone, sign in, and you don't have any additional Apple fees. That's just for if you want to be billed by Apple for Patreon each month. You'll be paying Patreon. By going outside of Apple, you'll be paying Patreon and us directly that way instead of using Apple and paying their additional fees. So just a note, existing members will be happy to know, and I know there's a lot of you in the chat, we appreciate that, that when we do transition, you are grandfathered in at your current pledge level as long as you continue to use your current payment method. So again, this isn't going to change anything huge that you guys need to deal with, but Again, transparency. Once the transition happens, you can make membership changes to your patron account at any time, just like you always have. Remember, there's not going to be like a monthly cap or anything like that anymore. It's very simplified, one monthly fee. We do thank you very much for your understanding as we make this transition to a standard monthly subscription fee, which is an easier and more understandable model for everybody involved. We wanted to inform you, all of our members now, so everyone is fully informed before this takes effect in October 2024. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. We look forward to this next phase of building our community, continuing to grow like we are here in 2024 together right on our Patreon platform, guys. We've used it for so many years and we love it. And if you're not a patron member yet, you are really missing out. It's the fastest growing biker community around, and there are a plethora of benefits for becoming a member that we've added over the years. You can learn more at any time by heading over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. All right, guys, we'll be running that as we go forward. We just want everybody to have that information. Ooh, what do we got here, Lurchy?
I got mail. Yay! I got mail. Yay!
Got us an email here, Lurch says.
This one's from Jason. He goes by Cable. I'm assuming that's his nickname.
Cable.
I just want to say thank you for the video and product reviews. To everyone at Lab, y'all rock. I enjoy the videos. I learned so much. I've gotten so many products from the store based on your videos and reviews from your happy customers. My levers, he's talking about the PSR levers that we got in the store, and tool pouches, that's the four-piece pouch for the bottom of your bags, arrived today. I'm very pleased with them. I'm going to get them on after this email. Next on the list is cooling garments. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, very awesome. Excuse me.
Your neck's blowing bubbles.
Appreciate that's because I'm, as Lurch would say, I'm drinking kombucha.
You're drinking some kombucha
After you
again.
said that last podcast, kombucha, I had troubles drinking it for a week. I
thought that's how you pronounce it.
I know,
kombucha.
dude. That was so funny. As soon as you said that, I was like, not sure if I can even look at this stuff anymore. It is early afternoon. Later, I'll transition maybe to a beer, but it sounded good right now. So thanks for the email, Jason Cable. lawabidingbiker.com/contact. You can leave an email right there or, of course, a voicemail. It's all free. Contact us. We love your questions, even positive emails like that. We love hearing from you, the community out there. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products, Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. The store is booming, guys. I humbly sit here thanking you for shopping in the Law Abiding Biker store. You guys, it's awesome. A lot of benefits. Don't forget to use your patron discount code. Plus, if you don't live in Washington, no tax. We are a $100 or more purchase, free shipping. So there's just a lot of ways that you can shop and support us in that store, and you're doing so. And I know Lurch and I are so very thankful. Remember, we are a drag specialties dealer. We are a Western power sports dealer. Turn 14. We got it all. We got access just like the big boys. Although not everything in all those catalogs is listed in our store, that would be an impossible undertaking right now. So we try to test stuff, review stuff we trust, we put in the store. Anyways, if you do find something online and you're like, I found this and I would like to support Law Abiding Biker Media and I want free shipping and I want to use my patron discount code and I don't want to pay taxes, well, then you found the right place. So hit us up right over at lawabidingbiker.com/store, the contact form. Lurch, Oscar are running heavy in there, and they will simply get back to you and look up the part, see if we can get it for you from Drag or Parts Unlimited or anything like that, and we'd be more than happy to assist you. And on the other token, very thankful for your support. Remember, bikers helping bikers. We're not a big conglomerate. It's literally us and Lurch and Oscar, and we hope to add to that later in the year. Guys that live, eat, breathe the motorcycle. We love you guys. We want to take care of you. You're not talking to some, gum chewing customer service rep twirling her hair with headphones on when you're calling in for your questions. They're real bikers here. bootstrap company of bikers trying to help as many bikers as we can worldwide. So with that said, we're adding products so fast that we simply can't get enough videos out quick enough and things. So Lurch wants to talk about some of the new things that we just like to advise you guys of, because it's hard unless you go there all the time and look at what we're adding. We just kind of say some of our big things that that can be added. Also, we're getting a lot more walk-ins. Just here locally, we do have a brick and mortar available to you guys. If you are in the area, you can stop by. We have a whole storefront. We do have a lot of products in stock, especially our staple products and things like that. We're adding to the showroom all the time. I'm always adding to that, seeing what we want to put out for the public and out there. But anyways, just remember, Lurch, the guys are there most days, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 general hours. However, if you're from out of town or even in town and you don't want to miss us, because Lurch does have to go like ship packages. He has to eat
today,
lunch.
we're doing podcasts.
Right, today we're doing podcasts, so we closed the store as far as, the front doors. But so what I'm saying is get on the store and say, hey, we're from here and we really want to see you guys and I want to talk to you and see the store. Just hit us up. Lurch will make sure to let you know when he'll be there. And certainly he'll adjust his schedule to try to be there for you if at all possible so that you don't miss us. Because I feel bad if a guy's coming from a long ways away, wants to see the store and didn't realize. So just remember, hit us up, communicate, and we'll be more than happy. Eventually, that will just be open all the time. We won't have to worry about it. But right now, we're still minus short of a few employees we could probably use. So hopefully we're going to dive into that soon. But all right, go ahead, Lurch, with some of the new products you want to promo.
Bringing on some more maintenance stuff. So we've got oil change kits, Maxima kits. You can get either just the engine oil kit or you can get the full kit, meaning it'll have primary and transmission fluid in it as well. Got all the filters, a bunch of filters for air filters, oil filters if you want those separately. Brought on some brake pads, sintered and semi-sintered, or for you out there that have heard of metallic, they're semi-metallic and metallic. Another one we just brought on is soft brake pedals. This is similar to the Kuryakin ones that we've been using for years. They're an American-made company out of Idaho, just
our neighbors,
a few hours from us.
3 hours, yep.
They're all. He makes all the pedals, and he has them powder coated in Idaho, but he has them chrome down in California. And the Kuryakin's been a little bit tough to get a hold of because it's the company sold a couple of times, and so they have stock, then they don't have stock. So this forced us to try and find some other extended brake pedals. And I wish we'd found soft brake sooner, to be honest with you. Great company, husband and wife, Debbie and Rick, run that. Rick's the inventor, and Debbie helps him out there. Great folks. So there are a few more bucks than the ones made in Taiwan or Korea, or wherever the Kuryakin's making them. I can't remember, but American made.
They are solid.
They are solid. Yeah, good stuff. The guy's a wealth of information. It's been fun getting to know him. And then we just brought on some new motion pro tools. We've got a folding sag scale to help you set your sag on your suspension. We got a chain slack setting tool and also a spinner T-handle. So it's a quarter-inch. It's a T-handle that's either a quarter-inch or 3/8, but it also ratchets. It's a pretty cool little tool. So it's just some of the new
handy. I just got mine, and I'm loving it. Just got mine in. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on there, bringing to the store. That sag scale is really nice. For a long time, we sold the Tusk one, which was it's a decent scale, but when you get the Motion Pro, I just did it the other night because I got it in, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely. I mean, Tusk is Tusk. It's a budget and it's fine, but this Motion, it's Motion Pro, like it's legit. Like holy cow, that is a solid sag scale. Got to have one of those. Make your setting your sag really easy. Your preload on your bike. You've seen a lot of videos where we do that. We don't like doing the old tape measure method and subtracting and all that. This just tells you where it's at. So yeah.
We're working on a new product to help you set your sag all by yourself. If you don't have somebody to help you measure and do all that, we've got a new tool coming on. We just talked with a gentleman this morning, so keep your eye out for that.
Yep, be added to the store. I've got one right here. We'll, of course, videos coming out on soft brakes, guys. That video is ready to drop like right now. We just haven't because we're waiting on just a little more stock of soft brake. But just to let you guys know, if you want to get in there and grab them, most of them are there. We just sold out of one because we're waiting, but we don't want to drop that video, obvious reasons, until we have the appropriate stop. Because when we drop videos, there's links and people are going to click through and purchase, and we want to make sure we have them available. I'm really glad we fell on that company. Just to say what Lurch said, they are solid. In fact, I switched out on my 24 we switched out. We had to do the video number one, but we switched out the Kuryakin to the soft brake. And I always, of course, there's no way we could just have all American made stuff in our store. That doesn't exist anywhere online, really. I mean, I'm sure there are some, but when you're talking about motorcycle products, we would not have very many products. But we certainly like to support always, if I can, American made manufacturing companies, people, our biker gripper, cell phone mount, the only motorcycle cell phone mount, the only one strictly here, manufactured by American workers, American hands, American factories. And so that's a big thing for the biker gripper. Same with soft brake. So when we can bring those alongside Kuryakin, I'm all about that. And not that I have anything wrong with Kuryakin. I used it for years. I'm just definitely going to put an American made whenever I can on my bike. So we installed that and it looks great. All about the extended brake pedals. So that video will be dropping just so we kind of feature it. And we found a faster way for the install. We've kind of been showing one way, which works, but this is a little bit faster way. So that video will be dropping on the YouTube channel as soon as Lurch gives me the thumbs up when he has the appropriate stock. So there you go. This is live, and I appreciate everybody being in the chat. We will be trying to monitor that the best we can. All righty. We appreciate everybody being here, of course. We want to welcome you back, Bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
That's right. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By being here and listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
One question, what are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Mount up.
And let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
There you go, guys. Got an awesome episode for you. This is live for our mid-level and above patron members. We're so happy you're here. We like to share this time with you. We definitely will be monitoring the chat. We would like to get your comments in. We pulled some stuff from the private Facebook group. But again, if you're not signed up as a patron member, there is no better time. This is one of many benefits. We literally are video broadcast and we're monitoring chat from our actual community. We love having input from the community. We like to hear your thoughts. We've got the platform. We like to share it. We like interactive discussions. We would love to have you guys be part of it. So yeah, no better time to get signed up as a patron member. And so this episode is going to be all about a lot of rumors online, and we'll get into what's rumors and what's not. Lurch did a lot of research for me, prepping as a producer for this episode, and then we went over it this morning. But you may have seen a lot of stuff, and of course, a lot of the stuff you see online, I get it. There's a lot of small channels and different people that want to be noticed. And so not a lot of people do a lot of research and they want to throw out intriguing, I get it, intriguing things when it's not backed by a ton of information, because they want people to click and get to know who they are and things like that. Unfortunately, that's just the age we live in, and it's fine. So we always say, be careful. So when we start hearing a lot of this and people trying to, state things as facts or whatever, or say they know things that they don't, we like to dive in. And of course, opinions are one thing, as long as you state up front their opinions. And we're going to do that in this podcast. Is we don't have any actual facts. What this is going to be a fun conversation about a lot of the rumors and some predictions. And I'm curious to see what a lot of you think and kind of the direction of the motor company. We've got some manufacturing moving a little bit. Anyways, it's going to be all about kind of what we think, what we've heard, what we believe may happen. But again, I want to make clear, none of this is like we have direct evidence or Harley has told us anything like that. So with that said, we do want to announce a new free video that came out. Lurch, do you want to talk about this?
This one is called Every Harley Owner with a Cable Clutch Must Fix This. This is do-it-yourself, putting on a Fat Bagger's Easy Clutch Adjuster so you can get that fine adjustment instead of that rough preset adjustment that they've already got set up for you. And the link to this video will be in the show notes.
Yep. Available in the Law Abiding Biker store, the Fat Bagger's Adjuster. Got a full detailed video on how to install it. And once you do that, you will definitely realize why you need to get rid of the stock one so you can get that lever right where you want it. One of the first things I did to my 24 Street Glide with the cable clutch so I can adjust that baby where I want it. That video has been out for a while, but we certainly like to make those announcements. Now, we are live. We have our patron members in here. They are direct sponsors, direct reason we're coming to you after 11 years now. And we certainly want to thank some of our newest patron members.
We would like to thank Ronald Pike of Location Unknown. I'm going to take a stab at this last name. I think it's Mike Urling of Schifflinge, Luxembourg. And there's a link up there if you want to click it to see where the hell that's at. And then Mark White of Clayton, California. He's a top tier member.
That's right. I put that link there because I needed to know exactly where it was. So
it's actually, I think it was actually another one, and then I copied you.
Did you see it up there? Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I like to see where some of these places are. So if we scroll way out, look at that, dude.
Way over there.
And it's a little tiny. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now you know where it is.
Were you showing the audience too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just showing you, dude.
Yeah.
I put the link in there because it's Switzerland.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's between Belgium and...
Or Belgium
and Germany.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Badass, dude. People from all over the world. That's why I like to look. It's so amazing these days that we can, do this and have audience members and patron members from all over the world like that. So thank you so much. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. A plethora of benefits to include, just like right now, live video broadcast and chat. Go check it out. Check your benefits. Again, go into the easy monthly subscription. So over there. All right, let's dive in.
Matt Haywood, patron Matt Haywood in the group says, new body styles in the Ultras. Interesting. We're going to talk about Ultras.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with those.
Is that, I take it he's saying that's one of the rumors?
That's going to be, I assume that's his rumor, yeah.
That's his
or what
rumor.
He's heard. New body styles. So meaning they will be like the 24 Street Glide.
Right.
The new design. Okay.
Yep. So, all right. How do you want to start?
Yeah, let me just start. So this whole thing came up with this email from Mark Ochi. I think that's how you pronounce that. Aki?
Aki.
Yeah, probably Aki. Ochkie. And I really hadn't thought of it much. We're so busy around here. Sometimes we just so busy that we can't take time to think about these things. So I appreciate the email because that spurred the thought. But here's his email. It says, gentlemen, I've seen on some other vloggers' sites that HD plans on discontinuing the Ultra line in 2025. Say it isn't so.
Some of the websites that I was talking about that are all opinion-based. Okay, good. Yeah.
Many folks like myself who are two-up long-distance riders see the Ultra line as the top semi-affordable touring models HD has. It's my understanding that in 2025, if you want a bike like the Ultra, you'll be forced to purchase a Street Glide, then purchase accessories at the dealership. In my opinion, great for the HD factory. His thoughts are perhaps it'd be fewer employees required, fewer parts and machines to have to maintain, and maybe it'll save them money. And we'll get into that a little bit, streamlining and whatnot, if this is going to end up being true. This approach would also be a moneymaker for dealerships, as the parts and service personnel will obviously charge a good amount to install a tour pack, boards, etc., to a Street Glide. We'll also talk about that. I was hoping the tech from the Street Glide would be added to the Ultra, but that doesn't appear to be the case. In addition, a lot of folks don't think about it, but the lowers on the front engine of the Ultras definitely help the rider comfort and wind and rain while riding in cold, damp environments. Something the Street Glide doesn't have unless you get those leather or canvas engine type, covers for your crash guards. The add-on tour packs don't seem to have the lights or speakers like the Ultra ones do. And that's true. Currently, like your tour pack that you added to your Street Glide doesn't have any of the lighting or speakers in it. I'm thinking Harley-Davidson might be hurting for money very shortly, and I'm thinking this move could backfire on them and cut into earnings more by alienating a large segment of their loyal Ultra riders. I've always preached service after the sale, and there always have been HD dealers all over the place, unlike Indian, but I don't think a lot of folks might take a second look at the Indian Pursuit for a full touring model, even if there are fewer dealerships. I'm hoping HD gets it together ASAP.
So thanks for the email. Yeah. lawabidingbiker.com/contact is how he went and left that email for us. And we'd love to hear from you. And like I said, we sift a lot of emails, and this kind of brought this up for us to look into it and said, this is worthy of an episode. He brings up some points. We will be talking. I both agree and disagree in some of those areas, which is part of the conversation. That he's kind of just asking questions, and I definitely will give you my thoughts on this stuff, as will Lurch, and we want to hear you guys too. So there's a couple ways to kind of break this up here, and I guess let's talk, and then I'll pull from his email and kind of say some things there, but. Let's just say again, guys, these are rumors. There's a lot of clickbait out there. So the rumors, Lurch, do you want to talk about those since you did these?
Well, this particular one we're talking about is the rumor is that the limited line will be discontinued in 2025. There will not be ultra limited. It'll just be a road glide and a street glide. So then the question becomes, what if I want a limited? How do I get there? And if you look, there was a little bit of, if this is true, there was some signs that we may or didn't pick up on when in 2024, when they released the new street glide and road glide, the limiteds, the road glide, street glides kept the old body style. Some of the things that we thought back then was perhaps it's because they have so much of them, they need to get rid of them, right? You know, and maybe they didn't have enough time to get enough put out to do the whole lineup in the new fairing style, which seemed to make sense at the time. But
I still think it makes sense.
It still does.
They had a shitload of stock. They still have 23 stock in dealership.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But why didn't they just switch them both over at the same time? So if it turns out to be true that they are discontinuing the limited, perhaps that's why. Some of the other things that I saw is that, and I can't remember exactly the source of it, but it was quoting Harley-Davidson as saying that they see the folks that buy the limiteds to be an older audience. And
Who said this?
This is allegedly coming from Harley-Davidson.
Thank you. Allegedly rumor. Okay, right. I just want to make sure.
I thought I was pretty clear with that. But
well, no, because so I'm reading here, and this is why I was confused. You said Harley feels.
Yeah.
Harley may feel. Okay. I just want to make sure that I thought maybe this was some specific thing. We got to clarify. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
Not calling you. Just, I want to make sure that I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I don't have a specific source on it.
Okay. All right.
So allegedly, Harley feels that the folks that ride the limiteds tend to be older and maybe less, later adapters, meaning they won't adjust to the new body style as quickly. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, so
we do know that to be a little bit true.
Anecdotally true, yeah.
Because, and we don't have a lot of evidence, but we do know one particular individual who bought a new bike at Apple State, and he was so worried about getting the new bike with the IFCU. You know who I'm talking about. He's at the store a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he is an older guy, and it was of great concern to him. That he was going.
I didn't think about was the IFCU as well. That's
right. That
more
scares a lot of people.
Yeah.
In that generation, I think.
Sure.
Not
that makes sense.
Putting a blanket on that, but just saying. Yeah.
And most people. I mean, granted, there's some guys that go down their first bike as a limited, no doubt about it. But you look if you think about your motorcycling career, you tend to start off with something smaller and work your way up, and if Harley's trying to bring in, the newer riders, the younger riders, they're going to want to push the bike that sells the most. And the street glide and road glide by far seem to be the most popular bike out there as compared to the limiteds.
I will say, let's just make this clear, because obviously there's a lot of doomsdayers. Again, the internet's just full of clickbait. But the Ultra, let's make no mistake about it. These are rumors, but the Ultra, which is not a rumor, is the number one selling touring bike in America still. So
I can find that anywhere to be sure.
Yeah. Cause here you go. So the number one is a road glide, a touring bike. Yes. Yeah. Is a street glide.
Yeah.
They're the number one selling in America.
Right.
That's well known. So the Ultra is too. I mean, or they're all touring. So it's been that way for a long time.
Well, I guess what I was saying is that you separate them out.
Right. I was just saying touring bikes.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever we want. Yeah, I get it.
I agree with that.
So there are an assload just ride around, and there's an assload of ultras riding around still. Just me out on the street seeing them. So it's not like, I get the, is it a demographic that, is it a less popular bike now? Do more people want a street or road glide? That's debatable. I don't know. That certainly may have changed, and they may have seen a trend. Obviously, they follow all the sales. I couldn't find an exact Milwaukee, the top 5 selling Harley-Davidson motorcycles. This is from July 5th, 2023. I'm just pulling this article up. Let's see if we can do a little research on the fly here that we didn't have.
Scoured the old interwebs looking for just a
list.
Sales.
I found them before, but it's hard. Yeah. The Harley-Davidson Road Glide Special, which is interesting because previous to 23, for like 15 years, 20 years, it was the Road Glide or the Street Glide. And so as of July 5th, 2024, it's one of the top selling motorcycles.
Us Road Glide guys are finally vindicated.
There you go. Still a bunch of losers, but at least you feel cool. All right. So we got to have.
It's just a far superior setup.
Exactly.
That's the reason they're using them in King of the Baggers.
For tall guys that, can't ride a normal bike, I need special bike with long. All right. Anyways, us normal guys, we just ride the Street Glide. All right. So Suburban. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through this, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, I'm just looking if they just. Oh, the Street Glide ST Suburban. Okay, yeah, this is going to be. It's very convoluted. It's Fast Johnny. I was hoping they would. Oh, here we go.
Road Glide, Street Glide, Road King.
Yep, and this. What is this? The do you see it? The 120. Oh, the Heritage. Top 20 is one of the the Harley-Davidson Heritage 120th Anniversary Edition. Interesting. I wouldn't have figured that. So yeah, it's kind of what we thought. Oh, look at that there. The Nightster. The Nightster Sportster is one of the top selling motorcycles that have helped Harley's legacy. So interesting. I don't know if they're saying that's a top 5 or that's helped Harley's legacy. Okay, well, I don't know. Never mind. Disregard that. That was a poorly titled, again, clickbaity title there for us that sucked me in. All right. Anyways, I got burned. Yeah. Live here. All right. So, so it'll be interesting to see with the Ultra. That is still, to me, just seeing it out on the road, a very popular bike. It'll be interesting to see. It brings up some points that we didn't think about. Is the 24 transition year here. We've always called it a transition year because we didn't get the fairing changes on the traditional Ultra models and all that. I think it would be a detriment to Harley-Davidson to drop the Ultra. With that said, we're not sure they're actually dropping it because there's ways to get an Ultra still. Which is is that some of the next rumors? Are we ready to move into that?
Well, and
then discuss that.
I think that the rumor is that they may be getting rid of the limited. So now the discussion is what happens if they do, right?
Right.
So
are they really getting rid of a limited?
Are they getting rid of it? Let's assume that they are, because part of that rumor is also that you're only going to be able to get a Street Glide or a Road Glide, and you won't be able to get an Ultra. If you want Ultra, you have to get the accessory packages, because also in 2024, they released these accessory packages. They got the day tripper, they got the long haul accessories to set them up. So the long haul is close to a limited package, but it's not quite. So, if they do this, they would have to come out, I assume, with a limited package. But also looking at the Street Glide and Road Glide, they have the 13-inch suspension now, whereas the specials used to have the 12. So they're getting a little more like the limited, if you will. And the 24 and older limiteds had the lower fairings, and they had the radiators in them. Now with that new bike, you've got the water cooled heads and the oil cool, so twin cooled, no need for lowers.
Center cooled.
Center cooled.
Did you hear this?
That's
right. I had to ask him twice. I was talking to a Harley rep.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier, and I went.
I asked him twice. I go, "Do you mean dual cool?" He goes, "No, they call it center cool because it's not in the lowers; it's in the center."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. That was a new term I learned from a Harley rep. I'm like, okay, sounds great.
Yeah, when you said that, I thought, well, what the hell's that? And then we kept on talking.
That's what I said.
Forgot about it. But so potentially there's another clue. Now they got these accessory packages. Again, if this turns out to be true, then these are some of the clues that we'll look back on and go, oh, okay, yeah, they didn't introduce a new body style. They came out with these packages. So you can set up your street glide or your road glide very similar to a limited. Some of the things that are not available right now, as mentioned in that email, was if you add a tour pack, they don't have the speakers in them. They don't have the lighting. Can you add that stuff to it? Yeah, absolutely. I would think if they're going to go this route, that they'll have to come up with a true limited package. And there's currently nothing on the website like that. But again, there wouldn't be until next year when they release them, right?
Interestingly, before the 24s came out, we didn't really see on Harley's website packages.
No.
So they clearly added packages, and that's a big undertaking, if you can imagine, if they are transitioning over. But they've already now introduced packages, for like my bike, in which I didn't want. But we looked at them. So it definitely seems, based on that they've put the time and effort into wanting street glide and road glide owners to say, hey, if you want more for touring, here's a package for you. What packages do they offer right now at the time of this podcast?
The day tripper one. Let me pull it up here. And then there's also the long haul. But the problem is with these packages, if you will, they may have stuff that you do want and may have stuff that you don't want. So a lot of them come with seats, the Harley seats, which, if you want that, that's fine. But like me, I'd want to put a Saddleman Road Sofa on.
From the law-abiding biker store?
Yes, sir. So I don't necessarily want that in the package. So I think the package may be okay for some folks. But for me, I would just go in and...
Like a heel shifter's in the package.
Yeah.
I don't want a damn heel shifter.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right here. Okay, so the long haul accessory package comes with the sundowner seat, comes with the heat deflectors around your groin area, comes with the docking hardware, 4-point docking hardware for the rear. It comes with the mount for the tour pack. Interestingly enough, it does not come with the tour pack. Heel shifter, and then it comes with some... passenger floorboards. So you're getting closer.
Right. And they didn't have to put everything because they still have the Ultras. So they were kind of, to me, flirting with it and realizing they're going to maybe do this, but they still didn't want to completely cannibalize the existing 24 Ultras and go, hey, just come over to this and you can still get an Ultra by just adding these packages. I think that's coming, but they need to sell Ultras
so you bring up an interesting point there. Did they create the package to upsell street glide and road glide riders, or is it a hint that something's coming along where they're getting rid of the Ultras?
Interestingly, to double down on that statement that I just made, the other interesting point is for my street glide, part of the touring package doesn't come with a trunk.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They almost flirted and they're like, don't make your 24 with the new fairings a complete limited, because we've got these over here you should buy for that. But hey, we want to also let you know you can upgrade over here. Now you can buy a trunk, and I did, but it's not part of the touring package, which what makes a bike more touring than putting a trunk on it? So I don't, it's a very weird area that they're in during this transition year.
Yeah, because before, even you could buy all this stuff previously. It just wasn't put together in a package. But it does seem strange that on the long haul touring package, there's not a tour pack.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, you can get it. You buy if you want to buy that kit, you buy the kit, and then you add the trunk to it.
Right. Just very peculiar the way it's being dealt with in Harley, and it gives us a lot of things to obviously speculate about. So, yeah. So here's where we're at as we continue the conversation. So we've established that the rumors are, and I think, we'll give our opinions at the end just because we got to throw something out there just for fun.
Every once in a while we're right.
Nothing happens if I'm wrong, so I don't care.
And if you're right, you can go, I told you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you remember, you can go, let's go back and listen. What did I say? So we're at the point where it makes some sense that Harley in the transition year transition these bikes to the new fairings. I think there's a lot of what we've said that go together. Like we said, well, before we thought it's because they wanted to get rid of stock. Well, it is, but it's also because they need to transition to the new bike. So I think there's a lot going on, both reasons to keep that line, the old fairings and old models. Number one, they've got stock that they've got to get rid of. Number two, they need to transition. We've said. Number three is, there's a possible demographic that, that they're lower sales on ultras. Number three is they have to transition the new fairing bikes. If they are going to transition to this new package setup where we don't offer ultras anymore in 25, but you can buy our base model Street Glide, because we don't have specials anymore. So we have a base model Road Glide and a base model Street Glide. And if you would like to make that an ultra, here is what you need to do that, which also brings up some questions. So we're going to go from there.
Yeah. And if they do that, I would assume that would streamline the production process as well. Cause now they're making a Road Glide and a Street Glide in the different paint sets. On the factory line, they're going to just have the two bikes.
I guess, but it was the same frames, same motor, same everything.
To an extent.
Right. I get
just
it.
Just from a production standpoint, it has to streamline the process.
I would think the only thing I could think that we're talking about it, that it would possibly streamline, because it's the same shit. It's just different. It's the same frame, the same motor, the same bars that, aside from the Road Glide, it's all the same. The only thing I can see it streamlining is now a guy at the factory doesn't have to mount the trunk. So in that sense, but they're still going to produce the same amount of bikes. I don't know. I'm a little bit on the opposite side of that, of how much that would actually streamline.
I think more
things.
Than you realize.
Yeah,
I do.
Well, then give me some evidence.
I'm
asking. I'm bringing.
If I'm making A, B, and C, and D, and now I'm just making A and B.
But you're not, because they're the same frame, same motor, same bike. All you're changing on an Ultra is you're putting a trunk on it and lowers. So some guy at the factory had to take that same Street Glide frame if they're going to do that. I guess you're taking that same bike, but when it gets down the belt, let's just say for a visual, you got to throw the trunk on it. So there's not going to be a trunk guy anymore. So you just stream.
Yeah.
It's just not a lot in my opinion. And I could be completely fucking wrong.
I hear what you're saying.
I don't work in a factory.
I hear what you're saying. I think but it's probably a bigger streamlining than you're giving it credit for.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Great. Well, no, I
know
want
that's
you to
why
say,
this is fun.
Here, I know. I just want you to say, here's why that I think it's not. Because like I said, well, there's a trunk guy, and I'm digging, not because I want to argue about it. I was just curious.
I think it's,
I want to hear what you're thinking.
Same thing you're saying. Okay. You don't think it's a big deal.
Right.
Because they do have to change those things. I just think it's a bigger deal. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move on. The trunk guy is a big deal, and the lowers guy apparently. So we got to fuck around.
I think it's more than you realize.
I don't know. Yeah. That's what I'm digging for. I'm digging for information here in your thought process. So, and so some people believe obviously that it somehow will streamline. We haven't heard anything factual on that. You would think if they were going to ditch employees, that would be a union, and they always get hinky about that and announce stuff like that. I haven't heard any of that.
And I don't know that you necessarily have to get rid of employees.
Okay.
And we'll talk a little about later in the podcast about moving some of the stuff overseas to Thailand. It would give them the ability with the same amount of employees to potentially produce more bikes because they're just focusing on those two. Does that make sense?
It does,
potentially.
But I get it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the more bikes. They're not producing more bikes. They're going to produce the same amount of bikes.
Okay, more Street Glides and Road Glides.
Okay. All right, more Street Glides and Road Glides. Yeah, it's just hard for me to capture in my mind like that because the company isn't changing. Nothing's changing. They've changed models many times over the years, and obviously producing the same amount of bikes depending on the year and the need and demand and all that. So, it's an interesting conversation, as you can see. All the thought that goes into it. By no means do I know anything about heavy manufacturing. All right. So with that said, we're at the point where we can agree that there's a substantial amount of evidence that seems that it's possible that
it might be possible
that they will ditch everything Ultra. And from now on, we'll assume for the sake of the conversation that we're to the point where, yes, if you want an Ultra, you're going to buy a Street or Road Glide. You'll either have Road Glide Ultra package or Street Glide Ultra package, which I think would be fair that based on the website, those are going to get upgraded and there'll be a package with lowers, with a trunk. Maybe the trunk comes with lighting because that's what my trunk lacks. Don't worry, we're putting a Ciro Talo. It's sitting on the workbench. We're putting a Talo. No, it's not ready for the 24s yet. We're waiting for because they reconfigured.
Different.
We're waiting. We had one. Yeah. We're waiting, but I will be adding lighting. But I assume I have to believe that Harley will make it possible in a grab package to just grab everything at the time of purchase and you walk out with basically an Ultra if that's what you choose. Which, moving on from that point, brings up all the other stuff we want to talk about, pricing and dealership costs of this and nickel and diming and things like that. But before we do that, Lurch wants to do this real quick.
Hey, bikeaholics searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Ciro 3D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Ciro 3D has got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding. Ciro 3D has a design team with riders with over 40 years of experience with a passion for design and innovation. Ciro and Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email at sales@ciro3d.com or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Ciro or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out Ciro 3D's custom line for the all-new called Gold Strike for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us and head on over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Ciro 3D products.
Squid in the house. That's D Barnes for all you Squid. Good to see you, man. Haven't heard from you. I hope everything's well. I actually was thinking about you the other day. I was going to text you and I got busy. I was just going to say, hey, just haven't heard from you for a while. Hope you're well. So he says, so ditch the Ultras and mark up trunk 50%, which is interesting. A lot of guys are saying it's a fair concern about that. So that's what we're going to get into next. Lurch and I actually did some stuff for you guys because my question to Lurch this morning, who did all the research on this, was like, okay, well, let's look at, basically making my bike, an Ultra. What's the cost of the trunk? Because I just bought one and we have the price on it and all that. To kind of see where we're at, with these. Now, that's at the time now. Could that change, when Harley releases this whole alleged program of street and road glide and then upgrade, the supposed alleged deal? That's to say, but I don't think in my gut that that's going to happen. Harley actually lowered prices in 24. We also got rid of the surcharge fees. Honestly, I know we don't like the prices, but they're pretty competitive when you're looking at Indian. We just looked this morning, which is more for a Pursuit Limited.
$2,000 more for the
$2,000 more and more for the Dark Horse. So they're competitive in the market. So I don't foresee that happening, but stand by. It's my gut. I haven't, obviously people pay the Hardy tax. We've talked about that in the past. That's long-standing. You pay any dealership, whether it's Ford, you're going to pay the Ford tax. That's why a lot of us shop outside of dealerships for our parts, and they're better quality a lot of times anyways. With that said, I'm hoping, and my gut tells me that's not part of this plan, just mostly streamlining based probably a lot on their customer research and bike sales and what they're moving, and maybe an easier way to do it. And like Lurch says, huge streamlining in manufacturing.
Whatever, you dick. I didn't put a number on it. I'm just saying it's measurable at some level.
I had to make it grand. I'm glad you caught on to that. At first, you're just looking at me. Wait, that's not what I said.
I was commenting.
I know. I was trying to get. I was hoping I could just pass it right by you.
Nice try.
Anyways, so it's a good comment there, Squid. It is a concern. We have seen Harley in years past. It seems like over the last 5+ years, they haven't done as much of that. They changed things around, but the Harley tax is the Harley tax as the Ford tax or the Indian tax.
And the question is too, if I order this package, do I have to pay extra to have the parts installed or not? I would assume that if they're going to cut that limited and you bought the limited package, they'd be installing it, because they're going to lose customers, I think, if you do it. Because right now I can buy a limited, and if they take my ability to buy a limited away, then they should put the parts on for free. And then if they are, who's going to put them on? Do you order, if you want one of these that's set up, do you order it from the factory? I mean, the mechanics are busy enough down here already. Now they're going to be putting packages on all of these bikes. I don't know.
No, that's a good point.
So some of those questions make me think that this is probably just a rumor, but I'm not disregarding it altogether either.
I think your pricing research answers a lot of that question, because if we do everything, you're back. So here's what I mean. So we'll leave out whether the dealership's going to charge to install the parts or not, or is it going to be included in the price of the bike? They could do that too. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a one fee. The price comes to, you get everything installed. But let's break down our basic pricing that you did research on this morning. And I think that'll sum some of this up.
And this is just base price. This obviously can fluctuate a little bit if different trim lines and that kind of stuff, but just looking at the base price, an Ultra Limited currently is $32,499. The current price for a Street Glide is $25,999. If you were to add the long haul package, which is $1,400,
so my bike, we'll just use my bike as an example, 24 Street Glide. Okay.
Yep. So take a Street Glide, $2,600 to buy the bike. You're looking at $1,400 if you want to get the long haul package. That's without a trunk. So by the time you add a trunk and all the stuff that you need for that, you're about $1,700 for your trunk.
Mm-hmm. Trunk and a rack. Yep.
Then you got saddlebag guards, be about another $300. Driving lights, $425. Lowers, don't know. For whatever reason, when I was searching, I couldn't find lowers available on the
It goes
website.
Kind of some of that goes back to my previous argument that they don't want to completely cannibalize, so they're making it kind of difficult. They want you to buy this year, the regular Ultra, but go ahead. Yeah.
So assuming you can buy some lowers, I don't know what those are going to cost, but without the cost of lowers, you're looking at $29,823.
Yep. So we're just guessing here. So let's at least throw in $1,500 for lowers, something like that.
Sure. Okay. Then you're looking about $1,500 less.
Okay. $1,500 less to quit mine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, that's where I bring up my point. Why I want to do the price. Perhaps that's add another $1,500 for labor to get everything installed for the Ultra. And now you're at the exact same price as if you went in and walked out with the current 24 Ultra with your now Street Glide completely equipped as an Ultra. Again, rough numbers, but it puts it in our head that's my gut tells me that's where Harley would keep it. Where based on getting everything is somehow going to keep you in the rough ballpark of the current cost of an Ultra. And I think that when they do release, allegedly, supposedly at some point, this announcement, I would expect that would be part of the things that they want to get out is it's okay. You'll still be able to get an Ultra, and we're going to keep it priced at the same as an Ultra. And so there's less impact to customer base. They have been pretty cognizant of that as of recent. You guys know my videos in the past. Harley hasn't always been that way under different CEOs and things like that. But I have to believe, my gut tells me, is that it's going to be somewhere in there. You're just going to go about getting your Ultra a different way, so to speak. Yeah. What say you?
Absolutely. I don't know.
You're still thinking about manufacturing.
Oh yeah. Because I truly am, because, from a production standpoint, perhaps it streamlines making the stuff, but then now you're adding on time on the back end for dealerships to have to put the stuff on. So
who already don't have enough certified mechanics. So you're going to be waiting for bikes in small towns.
Right. So it may not be a benefit in the long run.
Right.
So is this rumor more likely to be true, or is it more likely that they're going to put the new fairing and IFCU on the limiteds now in 2025?
Yeah, James Hawthorne brings up good point in the chat. Yeah, it's true. Don't forget about passenger backrest setup rear speakers. I forgot the Ultras come with that. So add another $1,500 for that. So yeah, it's going to be, we're still in the ballpark. And again, we added $1,500 for labor, or is that going to be included if you get the Ultra package? So it's awesome information. It brings more stuff up to think about. Yeah. Where are we going to be in pricing. So it'll be interesting if they do pop this announcement and this actually comes to fruition, for us to kind of go back and see our numbers and see where that. Certainly we will obviously likely be doing a video when they announce 25 stuff. Hopefully I'll get to test those bikes and ride them. And then of course we'll break down complete pricing, because that's a big deal for me. I don't necessarily care if they do this, as long as it doesn't hurt the customer.
It doesn't cost you more. It doesn't take you more time to get.
We just did it because it's easier for us, and it makes more sense for the less of the audience consumer that wants the Ultra. We have it available. We're not going to ding you, and you can still get it. Yeah,
and base models and packages have been in the car industry and truck industry for a long time. Would this be a change? Absolutely. And I agree with you.
Glad you brought that up.
And I agree with you. I don't necessarily care one way or the other. If I want limited and I can get all the stuff and doesn't cost me extra, okay, fine.
Right.
Whatever. But I don't know.
So talk about lurches in the market. Before we get off packages, assuming Lurch, he's in the market for a 25 Road Glide. So he brought up some good points, and and I know the audience is curious. So I'll pose the question, and you can obviously give your answers and insight on kind of what you're planning. So assuming this happens, Lurch buys a new 25 Road Glide, because he's a loser. Anything? Nothing?
No,
all right. I'm teasing. So he buys that. Are you going to get one of because you do like a trunk, are you going to get one of the packages if and why not? And if not, how are you going to go about equipping this thing?
It really depends. If Harley does do this and they add another package, they add the limited package, I may do that. But the problem is,
you might do the full Ultra.
If depending on what's in the package,
right?
Perhaps, because right now the long haul package.
But you want the lowers and everything.
Trunk. I don't know. Like I said, it just depends. Right. They may not offer lowers because they're not needed.
Right.
So it depends on what the limited package includes.
Okay.
Perhaps I would. More than likely, I would not.
Can I ask you this? If I'm just generally curious, if the Ultra limited package within that package does have the trunks with the light, it has the lowers, it has everything. Are you all in to make it an Ultra limited? That's what I was curious about.
Potentially.
Okay, interesting.
Potentially, but again, it's probably come with a seat I don't want.
Right. Oh, true.
So it just depends on what it comes with, but there's a good chance I would go like I did with my bike now and just build it the way I want to build it and buy the individual parts.
I just didn't know you were in.
I don't think
you were all in on
particular
lowers, because you could buy those separate.
I don't like them. I never have.
All right.
I'm not a big fan of them.
But you would get the package if they were in it, but you don't like them.
No, I'm saying just I wouldn't get the package because of the lowers.
Okay,
it depends on what the package is.
I got you.
I don't know. Okay. I may or may not.
Gotcha.
More than likely than not, I wouldn't, because I'd want to get certain parts and I wouldn't need other ones. So for me, more than likely the package would not be an option.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting.
I could be wrong. Again, it depends on what's in it.
Right. No, I think more my question wasn't even about the package. I just didn't know you were ready to go full Ultra.
Well, I pretty much am.
Well, you don't have lowers is huge.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's just the lowers that we don't have.
Right. Yeah, we don't have, I'm putting light on my trunk. We did put speakers in the saddlebags. So we are close. The lowers are huge.
Oh, fair. This is a good point too.
Yeah. Well, who's making this?
Scott Bogut. Mm-hmm. Because of the change to the design of the smaller crash bars on the 24s, existing lower fairings won't fit. Harley probably wouldn't redesign the lowers because of the limited potential market.
And I'm curious about Harley probably won't redesign the lowers because of the limited potential market.
The few people that
and I get it. We tried. So Scott, if you have something or somebody in there, shoot us a link. I want to know about this. These rumors are that's a limited potential market. I'm curious about that. That's why we tried to pull up numbers because you see an assload of Ultras on the road. So I don't know how limited that market is. And I don't know that we're going to find it. So it becomes a rumor to me too, that's even that's one of the biggest rumors to me, is that somehow that is a limited market. I don't know where that comes from other than rumor at this point. So if you guys do have something that says some sort of numbers that shows limited sales were down some exponential amount in 24 or 23. I would want to see that. That would help me determine whether this is more true or not. But
he's correct. The current lowers would not fit these.
Yes, that part is absolutely
of crash bar.
He's probably correct on all of it. I'm just digging for like some evidence of sales. Yeah, because everybody's saying the limited market that they're everywhere.
All I could find was anecdotal, and it was another article where a gentleman said he had talked to his local salesman, and salesman said that limited sales are quite a bit lower than the street glide and road glide. So it's very anecdotal.
Right.
I would love to see
that dealership in that town. Right.
Sure.
Right.
I'd love to see the actual numbers.
I would. And I'm sure they're out there. Sorry guys, we tried and we had to roll for live. Anyways, so being true, it would make sense, Scott, and I love you piping in there. That's good things to think of. Everybody's comments in there, good things for us to think about. All right. So we'll see with Lurch when he gets us 25 and kind of where some things are going. Let's do this real quick, and then we're going to dive into some other stuff going on at Harley with some production and things moving.
Ride longer and treat your ass with some respect already.
Oh, my.
Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that'll leak if punctured.
Touch my ass.
The butt buffer is designed not to slide around your seat. Fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps dampen those vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they'll assure you have a comfortable ass when riding. Head on over to the Biker store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions.
There you go, guys. So do we have anything else before we move on, Lurch? I think that kind of beat a dead horse.
I think we did.
And
one last thing, this is, again, another rumor that maybe the gloss black interfering might come back in 25 just because there was a bunch of backlash over the matte finish on the 24s. But complete rumor. We'll see.
It's interesting. I'll just give my opinion. Everybody's different. I get it. I didn't care at all that my dash was matte. I think it kind of looks good. I don't know. There's not a lot of it. The IFCU takes up most of it, and then the speakers. And then really the only part that's matte is up. I'm looking at it through the window here. So I'm not sure, and I know everybody has different needs and tastes. I'm not saying you're wrong for liking the gloss, but honestly, it was the least of my concerns, and I haven't even thought about it since I've had this bike, that it would be a better bike with a glossy finish inside. So there's my opinion. I'm sure there's others out there that are beholden to that gloss inside.
And on the Road Glide, you got a little bit more of that.
True.
So who knows?
Yeah, who knows? No, I'm always curious. You see a lot of, it's funny, everybody's got different tastes, and I get it. I respect everybody's tastes. It's, I just personally, I heard a lot of stuff about it. I'm like, really? I haven't even noticed, haven't thought about it once. Anyways, do you want to dive into this a little bit?
Yep. So, Harley is moving, they say temporarily, some of their production to Thailand. They have actually already moved some of it over there. And that had to do with tariffs. It was costing them quite a bit to import U.S. bikes into the European market. So they have been making some bikes over there, but now they're looking at taking all of the non-center cooled RevMax motors.
Nicely done.
So the Pan Am, Sportster S, and the Nightster, they're going to be moving, they say, to Thailand for the model year 2025. So what
are officially... Oh, sorry.
Oh, hey.
Go.
So this is a quote from Harley. As part of our overall manufacturing optimization strategy, Harley-Davidson is to temporarily transition the production of its non-core Revolution Max powertrain equipped models, Pan Am, Sportster S, Nightster, to its existing manufacturing facility in Thailand for the model year 2025.
Mm-hmm. There's go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Article came out here in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Anyways, it had some information. I'll just kind of read through it here. As Lurch says, they're moving. This is angering the union workforces in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. You guys have probably seen some of that. The change is also notable for the iconic American company, which some years ago vowed it would never build bikes overseas for the U.S. marketplace. Harley-Davidson has backtracked on that promise, planning to manufacture these bikes abroad and send them to the U.S. for American consumers, unquote, says Brian Bryant, president of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, said in the statement. Quote, Harley-Davidson announcement to ship our work and jobs to Thailand is a kick in the teeth to American workers and a betrayal of the company's legacy and American icon. In 2019, nearly 600 IAM members at Harley-Davidson and the Syncreon in Kansas City lost their jobs when the company shuttered its facility, claiming that its Thailand plant would only serve the Asian and European markets, he added. So a lot going on there, a lot of politics, what was said, what wasn't said, what decisions were made in the company. That's a whole rabbit trail we could go down. I will say this, is it a huge deal or not? I already said, of course, I'm all about America and American jobs and American manufacturing. They do sell a lot of those bikes overseas, those specific bikes that they don't sell in the U.S. I'm not the owner of Harley-Davidson, but I am a business owner. And although you want to do your best to keep things in the U.S., when there's subsidies and countries make it really, really easy and a lot cheaper to manufacture, and especially if your company may be having, the bottom line, right? It's tough to know inside how those decisions are made. But I'll tell you this, if you are a company and you need to bring income streams up or things, then you either die on that hill and watch your company crumble, or you make maybe not popular decisions as popular. You try to minimize them. And I'm not saying any of this is going on, but I always try to kind of, the best I can, see both sides. It's not like they moved everything. Did they move this? Would I like them to keep them here? Personally, of course, I'm all about American jobs, American, workers. But in order to assist the company in its future, and I don't want to see Harley go away or Indian, it's not good for anybody. We want competition in the marketplace. Then those are huge decisions that I'm sure we would never, talking for the next 3 hours, get to the bottom of whether it was the correct. Again, if you just look at it from a financial perspective, not a personal, I want, Harley, everything needs to be, well, America doesn't even make everything. We can't even make enough parts to put on the Harley. So yes, parts come from, we all know this, same with the auto, all your brakes are coming from overseas. So I think it's unrealistic to just say, oh, well, I'd rather they die and just keep everything in America. Well, no, I don't, I don't think that's a true statement. We have to try to at least be open-minded. I don't want workers laid off. They haven't even talked about, that's the thing. I think again, there's a lot of clickbait online and, oh, Harley's dead. I get it. But we haven't really seen any that they're going to lay off. It's not really changing a whole bunch other than probably the bottom line. There's going to be a huge savings for them to manufacture the bikes over there, would be my gut. But that's all. I'm not going to, you go ahead. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I've got a few that were coming in my head as you're talking. They say temporarily and just for 2025. Why for 2025? Is there a big change going on? Are they moving stuff around? Are they retooling?
Right.
So that's
what I think too.
And if they're
opening things up to ramp up what they need to ramp up here,
which is either cutting the limiteds or maybe putting the new fairings on the limiteds. Maybe they had to ramp up. That's what just clicked as we were talking. As we're talking about 25 changes in the Grand Touring line. Maybe that's the reason they're pushing these over, because they need to do something big. Right. And if it's and then if it's just 25, then they'll be bringing them back. Right. And honestly, if they make those bikes destined for the EU over in Thailand, I don't give a shit.
No, but they're going to ship a lot back here.
That's the thing. Right. For 2025.
Right.
If
for
they
2025.
they say temporary, right?
Right.
If they were to leave them over there, I think that's a bigger issue. Because I don't really want my Harley built in Thailand and then sent over here. Right. So if this is a temporary thing because of some big change they're doing for 25, so be it. But if they leave it over there, then I think that's an issue for a lot of people. Right. They may not want to buy a Taiwan-made Harley-Davidson.
Right. Right.
So
I get that, but you don't have a lot of choices otherwise.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah.
So
People may jump to the Scout.
Right. Well, we all, yeah. We all carry cell phones that are made overseas. Mm-hmm. The computers I'm working on are made. You're going to give all that up too. You're going to, no more laptops, no more phones, no more, I get it. I get the whole argument. I'm totally for America, but
the thing is, it's an American company. It was founded in America.
I agree.
Some of these laptops and shit were never made here to begin with, so it's not like they're going from being U.S. made to being foreign made.
But other autos have.
That's the sticking point, I think, for a
lot
of
people.
It's like one of the last American.
I know.
America.
I get it.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Companies. So.
I would love to take a hard stance and say, die right here. Just die and stay here and jobs here. I'd prefer they not die. Yeah. But that's to wrap this episode up. I want to talk a little bit about some of the statements that are made out there. If you go over, a lot of guys, it's a knee-jerk reaction. It's unfortunate. That's what the internet has created. All these rumors, people are getting fired up. I'm just switch to Indian and switch to Indian. Go for it. It's not gonna make or break the market. There's not enough guys to do that. And not that Indian's bad. You got to want an Indian. They both offer different things. They are different looks. They're different styles. We've reviewed Indians and Harleys on the channel. Indian has a lot of the same stuff going on as far as, if you get on their website and you're ordering a bike, they have all kinds of right here. It's pretty clean, but they've got all kinds of shit you can add and, on your bike that doesn't come with everything that maybe a limited should. You can add. So this package thing, it's the same over there as far as that goes. You're still going to be able to, like we say, if this goes through, still be able to get your limited. It's just a different way of doing it. Like Lurt said, autos have been doing this, and I'm not completely, I obviously will be very hard on Harley if they do come out and somehow jack prices around but I don't have any evidence right now of any of that. So I kind of want to hold that. I would ask people to keep an open mind at this point. And don't get mad and, your Harley, you'd ride a Harley for a reason. There's a reason you chose it over some of the others. We don't have a ton of choices for this style of touring bikes. That's why I don't want anybody to go away. Cause it keeps everybody honest to a certain extent. But like we said, the pricing's in line. And again, we still have a Pursuit in the garage here. We just figured out at lunch, we've had it over a year now. I originally reviewed that a year ago, that bike. So we've had time with Indian, and certainly if that's your choice, but, I don't know, if that's the only reason you're doing it based on rumors right now, I would say you should probably be careful of spending too much time on the internet and just everybody take a breath, relax. Let's see what they come out with. You might be pleasantly surprised. We might be. And if not, we'll certainly, we'll bring it to the forefront of the things we agree with the changes and the things we don't agree, as we're always completely unbiased here on this podcast and, of course, the YouTube channel. But I just can't believe how fired up guys get still on the internet over a fucking rumor. Like we're trying to dig for facts here. In fact, I wanted to say, Scott did look, Scott Bogut put in there, the numbers that are available are total bike shipped as listed in quarterly report as of June 30th. They only break down the style like Grand American Touring Cruiser, et cetera. Yeah, that's kind of what my light research was finding too.
That's all I could find too.
It'd be nice to at least find that, if we, that statistic, it would help with kind of what we're talking about. But what do you say about the whole, guys getting fired up and I think some of the guys are like, I think some of the people are mad because they don't think it through. Like we're thinking it through. Like
it's just their first.
They see a headline and they say, "Oh, they're getting rid of the touring." Well, the only place I can get a full touring bike is Indian. Well, as we wrap this up, I absolutely, and we'll have to do it live if this happens. I would fall over on my chair backwards if they said we no longer make. They are the king, American-made company going back. Number one selling touring bike in America. I can't imagine they would not give you options for well, we know you're going to have a trunk. I think the biggest thing is
how you get it.
How you get it. And as we've talked about with Scott here, the lowers. And then if you can't get the lowers, I guarantee the aftermarket company are going to be like vultures making lowers.
And perhaps
for the Harley-Davidson.
Part of that is you put the different crash bars on there. You may have to put a full crash bar versus the ones on it now.
Right, true. They may make, or they'll redesign. My gut tells me my full everything inside me says they will make for the limited package lowers. That's a huge thing for the full touring model. Indians got them. Hardys have always had them. It would dumbfound me. And if I have to eat my words, I will. I can't imagine that they won't have everything you have now in package format. It will look no different than your current limited. Yeah, anyways, what say you?
If you ask me,
I am
without doing any research, if you ask me what's more likely, that they're going to discontinue the limited and you're going to have to buy a package for the Street Glide and Road Glide, or are they going to move the new body style and IFCU to the limiteds? I would say the latter. It's more likely that they're going to introduce the new fairing and IFCU in the limiteds.
Okay. Back up a little bit. Sorry. I was reading Scott's comment. Say it again.
Before I did all this research and started looking at the potential clues, which I'm taking the rumor and looking backwards, right? So I'm actually giving validity to the rumor by looking back. But before that, if just not knowing any of this, not having done any research, if you ask me, do you think that they're going to discontinue the limited, or do you think they're going to update it? I would say they're going to update it to the new fairing and new IFCU.
I agree.
So, and I didn't put
that's the other thing that could happen. We could all be these rumors, and us could just be full of shit. And this could come out with an ultra that's This could be some evidence of that. And I didn't put these two together until we were talking about it. I had the rumor of the limited going away, and then I had the little bit about Thailand. But they kind of coincide potentially. You know, maybe they're pushing. For 1 year, they're pushing the Pan Am, the Sportster and the Sportster S or Nightster S over to Thailand because of something big they're doing here, which may be, releasing the limited in the new body style. I don't know. And to make this even more convoluted,
you got one more?
I'm going to back up and say this is exactly the other argument that you could make is why the current touring package doesn't have a trunk and stuff, and they have that set up. Because they figured if you wanted a package and a full touring, you would just buy the Ultra, which means they're going to just update the Ultras to the new fairings and they're still going to carry. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So that's another argument is why the website sits the way it is, well, they don't want to sell all that shit. Because if you wanted all that shit, you'll just get a fucking Ultra. And you could still piece it out if you want. But for a touring package for a Street Glide, we just want a luggage rack. And we just, that actually makes more sense to me a little bit when I could go back and forth. The more you think, like, am I stating that right? Like that might be why they're like, well, here's a touring package, but this is for a Street Glide. This isn't to make it an Ultra.
Right.
We're going to have an Ultra for you. Don't worry about that. So it could very well be that that's the case.
Yeah. I think it's more likely that they're going to update it.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be as fun to, this episode wouldn't have been as much fun as what happens if they do it and discussing all of it. So
I almost want to stick with you on that. So we're stating our opinions here or our guesses. So your guess is, and this is all just for fun, your guess is this is all bullshit. They're just going to update and have a limited like they always have with the new fairings.
I think so, because the more we discuss it, the more,
I'm with you.
In the beginning, it sounded like, oh, this could streamline the process. They just have the Road Glide, the Street Glide, and you add to it. But then there's all the after the production fact shit. You know, who's going to put it on? Is it, do you order it right from the dealer like that, or do they put it on the parts? I mean, it adds so many layers that makes more sense that they're just going to update.
Yeah. What do you guys think before we take it out here as we're really getting close to ending? But let us know, just throw in there. I guess the question is
update or cancel.
Yeah. Here, I'll do it. I'll put what do you think? Update the Ultra or cancel it, without all the other stuff about whether there be packages and all that. But are they just going to update like we've always seen, or are they going to completely cancel it? That's all. Just update or cancel. That's all you need to answer. I'll be curious to see your guys' predictions in there. I want to do devil's advocate. I guess it doesn't really matter if I'm wrong, but it's hard for me to disagree with what you just said. Like, it makes me believe that we're going to look back on this and go, what
were we thinking?
It's the internet. It's such a cesspool anymore. It's so hard to sift through the bullshit and people trying to make a name for themselves and get clicks on YouTube and on their frickin' Instagram, and people thinking they know stuff and have contacts and leaks and this and that. It just gets a little bit overwhelming. I like some of it. I like it when there's just a little bit more evidence, just something. Like, we have nothing here. We have nothing except some rogue internet people that started a stir and cancel. James Hawthorne says update. Okay, James. Scott Bogut says definitely update the Ultra C. And okay, Jake Moritz opposing cancel. So yeah, I appreciate you guys just reaching out there and giving your, it's fun. It's kind of fun to think about, and I'm excited for the new 2025 lineup. I'm sure I'll get an opportunity, hopefully with Harley-Davidson, to wherever we go at some point to see, because they're going to come out with something regardless. It's, and to get to do that for you guys, or maybe they're going to make some announcements later this year. We don't know, but it'll be fun to see. So yeah. Any final thoughts, Lurch?
I agree that it's the internet is a cesspool. This could be 100% rumor, who knows? And normally we wouldn't do this type of episode, but the fact that it was already out there and gained some traction.
We have done before, though, yeah.
And well, yeah,
but we had some piece of evidence.
We make our predictions, right? A lot of times before the line comes out, we'll make some predictions. What's going to be what's going to be out. This is different. This is a rumor that's floating around the internet from the cesspool that we wanted to drag up and talk about. But we also
been fun.
It's exactly. And we wanted to involve the patrons on. I knew we'd get some good input from the patrons on this one too. So yeah, we had fun with it. Who knows? I say that they're going to update. Originally I thought maybe they cancel and go the route of just adding the package.
I originally did too.
The more I talk about it and put it all together, I think they're updating.
It was fun because we came up with way more than we had thought about.
Yeah.
As we talked it out, and at the very end there, I was like, wait a minute, maybe that's why it hadn't dawned on me that. So I have to go with you on this one, Lurch. I have to go with the updates, and yeah.
And the challenge may be with the new motor, they put the 117 and the IFCU and all that in the new limited, then they may have to do some figuring out with the fairing.
Right. Maybe they manufactured a completely different crash bars for the Ultra.
Maybe.
That fit the lowers. It would, like I said, I'll fall over my chair backwards if they don't have lowers. That makes it the full Ultra limited is the lowers. That would be pretty bold move to not make lowers, at least to add on, if nothing else. But yeah, we appreciate our patron members up front. Of course, if you, whatever reason, you don't want to get to know us better, you don't want to benefits, we never balk. We'd like to get to know you better at a flat donation. I want to thank the following people for their flat donations.
We would like to thank Richard Vaughn of Fort Pierce, Florida, and Richard Birch of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Kenny Wiseman of Cumberland, Maryland.
Yep. Thank you so much. lawabidingbiker.com/donate is the link they went to, or the homepage, lawabidingbiker.com. There's a donate button right there. And we appreciate it. Helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
So we can keep this thing running on down the road.
We appreciate everybody, all our mid-level and above patron members that have been involved, watching our ugly faces on video and listening to our bullshit rants, listening to me question Lurch, and Lurch get mad at me for questioning him. Just we have fun. We do shit like this all the time when we're off camera too. We like fucking with each other.
Well, yeah, we think differently. So we're quite often like, what did you just say?
That's what's great.
Explain it.
Can you imagine if we thought the same? The podcast would be so boring. It would be so boring, dude. So yeah, thanks guys for being here. We appreciate it. Lots of videos. Be dropping the soft break very soon, and a whole bunch of other stuff. A lot going on in the Law Abiding Biker store, and I've got a lot of videos to drop on you guys. In fact, we just shot one today. It's going to be a quick edit. It's super valuable information that everybody that owns a 24 or newer or is going to purchase one it's a must-know information. Like, it's huge. And I'll be dropping that video. And I actually was in touch with Harley reps because I wanted to get to the bottom of something. And I finally got a statement from them. It's not as far as don't get concerned. It's just something you'll want to avoid, something you'll want to know. And so that will be coming out again. Hopefully at the time of the recording of this, it will be dropped. All you listeners that are just listening in regular podcast format a month plus later, well, the video will definitely have been long out. Another benefit of being a patron member, guys, is even if you don't catch it live, this is already uploaded in the back end of your account, so you can rewatch it, and everybody that gets off work and couldn't join the live can watch it right away. Also, if we don't do it live and we just record the podcast, all those podcasts are uploaded within days to your patron account, so you can listen right in your patron account, and you don't have to wait a month for it to come out in regular podcast format to the public. So again, just another of the plethora of benefits that we continue to offer you guys. I already mentioned your patron discount store coupon code. Make sure you're taking advantage of that stuff, guys. Yeah, there you go. Don't forget, guys, we do have a different phone number. It's the Hotline podcast phone number. It's also the phone number to the store, all in one, 509-273-1290. That's 509-273-1290. Just understand, it doesn't usually get answered. You'll leave a message. And obviously, if you want to leave a voicemail for the podcast, we'll listen to that. We can pull it to put in the podcast. If you have a store question, you certainly can leave it there. However, if you want a faster response and you want to get more immediate assistance, definitely email. Definitely go to the store contact form, email, put your order number. The guys are checking those from home. They can do it at any time. Phone calls have to be scheduled, and there has to be a time allotted for them. It has to be during business hours. So use the phone if you like, but giving the number, I just want to make that very clear to everybody. And thanks so much for being here and listening. We love you all. I hope you all get out there this weekend, no matter where you're riding, what you're riding. Get out there on the road. And how do you say it? Mulligan? I know I screwed that up. Just got my t-shirt today. Thanks, guys. Yep. That new. We love it. And thank you for jumping in the chat late here. We really, really appreciate everybody being here. All right. With that said, go ahead.
And that gentleman's from Sweden, by the way.
From Sweden. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. That's why I mutilated your name, and I apologize. You can, if you ever see me, just beat me. I know I mutilated the, how to say that. So anyways, we are out of here, guys. Peace. Get out there and ride every chance you get, Bikeaholics.